Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome. This is an off-cycle live. Welcome to the live. This wonderful Sunday, this new moon energy. We usually don't come on here on Sundays, but we had to be here today because of the new moon energy. So come on in and come on in and come on in. Come on in and come on in and come on in. Today we're talking about the great shift and the great separation. The great shift and the great separation for empaths. Kamusta kayo, Ashley Relapse? Ash Relapse. Kamusta kayo from in the Philippines? Hope everything is going on well over there. Today we're talking about the great shift and the great separation. Why empaths must rise now in this new moon. So come on in and come on in and come on in and tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Come on in. Come on in. It's going to be a powerful transmission this new moon day where we're talking about the great shift and the great separation for empaths and narcissists. Come on in and tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Today we're talking about the great shift and the great separation. It's already happening, and particularly since today is a new moon, this is really what we're going to be covering. The great shift and the great separation, what it means for empaths and narcissists. Happy Sunday. Happy fall solstice. New moon vibrations. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in and come on in and come on in. This is what we're going into today. Today we're talking about the new moon energy. New moon energy. Come on in. New moon energy. New moon energy and the great separation, the great shift, and what this means for empaths today and beyond. So come on in. And if you're a spiritual gangster, you're in the right place. Where are my spiritual gangsters? Come on in. Come on in. This is what we're doing today. Working hard on the great shift and the great separation this new moon day with this new moon energy. So come on in. Come on in and come on in and come on in. Come in for this powerful transmission where we're talking about the great shift and the great separation. Why empaths must rise now. Hey, Ashley Relapse, that's beautiful. Come on in. The great shift and the great separation. What this means for empaths now and beyond. So it's Sunday. Today's a bit of an off-cycle day, but we're going to go right into it. We're going to go right into it. The great shift and the great separation. It doesn't matter how many people are here. This is what it is. So this new moon transition. Today, the moon resets itself. And she withdraws all light to become nothing. So that we, those of us on this empathic path, can become everything. So this new moon is not just a lunar cycle. This is a quantum mirror of what's happening in the nervous system of the planet, the consciousness of humanity, and the spiritual contracts being severed in real time. So this video is this live, I should say, is a sacred briefing, a paradigm shift transmission for empaths escaping narcissistic abuse. Right, Heather? And for those who feel like the world they once knew is no longer recognizable because it isn't. This is what we're talking about today. So I'm not an astrologer, but let me talk a little bit about this new moon portal today. And apparently it's going to peak around 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, 12 p.m.-ish Pacific time. But the new moon portal and what it means for empaths. So first of all, in astronomy, the new moon is a lunar phase where the moon lies between the earth and the sun, rendering the moon invisible. But in esoteric systems, it is a 0-point energy for feminine power. In Vedic astrology, this moment of a new moon, this particular new moon, is associated with death and rebirth. And in Kabbalistic numerology, it is the void state where infinite potential gestates. So for empaths, this particular new moon, hey Dan, greetings. This new moon is the space for regeneration. It's also a moment where false light is withdrawn so true light can be cultivated from within. And I'm talking about the great shift and the great separation for empaths and narcissists. It is also a reset of the nervous system tied to abuse, shame, and feeling like you've been truly empty. So this is a reset of nervous systems tied to shame, abuse, abandonment, and enmeshment. This is what it's about. And in quantum field theory, the vacuum is never truly empty. It is empty in perception. It's filled always with infinite potential, the 0 point energy. So today, we're going to talk about what this field is, why the narcissist cannot access this field, and what the empath can and must do to choose a self. So what exactly, Dan, what exactly is this great shift? What exactly is this great shift? The great shift is the multidimensional separation of coherent beings versus incoherent beings. Is the separation of creators versus consumers. It's the separation between embodied empaths and disembodied narcissists. Hey, Yvonne, we're talking about the great shift and why it's happening now, the great shift and the great separation. So let me say it again. The great shift, this great shift precipitated by this new moon today, is the multidimensional separation of coherent beings versus incoherent beings, creators versus consumers, and embodied empaths versus disembodied empaths. Maybe another way to say it is the separation of spiritual gangsters from everyone else. Do you see this? So in our chemical rapture, this is the split of timelines. Just look at the news, Onyx Butterfly. Just look at the news yesterday, today, the week before. Borrowing from physics, what is happening now, right, Heather, is quantum decoherence, meaning the loss of quantum superposition as systems interact with an environment, meaning that narcissists at this point and going forward cannot maintain their illusions in a decoherent field. Also, empaths can no longer stay small in a coherent nervous system. So the shift, the fault lines are shifting. You said it, Yvonne. Exactly, Hope for Health One. The shift is internal first. And if you've done your work, you've done that internal shift internally first. It's not coming. It's already begun. The shift has happened. The great shift and the great separation has already happened. Like Gil Scott Heron said, the revolution will not be televised because it's all internal. Washington, D.C.'s own Gil Scott Heron said the revolution will not be televised because it's all internal. You said it, Diane. That's what it is. So let me give you evidence of this shift that I'm talking about. Time to shine. First of all, empaths escaping narcissistic abuse report spontaneous shifts in increased, hey, the biggest, intuitive downloads. Also, a distaste for noise and performance, fake things, and the need, Cicely, the need for deep solitude and reconfiguration, spiritually melanated. It is, Tamsin. Now, when we talk about the golden ratio in mathematics, the empath's journey after abuse is not random. It follows pi, pi in the Fibonacci spiral, because you're moving from fragmentation to divine order. And whereas the narcissist's energy mimics chaotic recursion, a loop of self-reference and decay, the empath is moving from fragmentation to divine order. And again, let me give you the evidence. Open your any of your news apps and look at the front page of all the news stories. You will see this Fibonacci spiral. You will see it. Secondly, empaths leaving narcissistic systems are like prisoners leaving the cave and seeing the sun. You've heard of Plato's allegory of the cave? So let me tell you a story of Plato's allegory of the cave. So this what I'm telling you is in the Republic, the book titled The Republic. So there are these people who live in this cave in deep darkness, and they've lived there for years and centuries. But one of them, perhaps an empath, decides to go on an expedition. And they walk up, let's say 2 miles, and they come up to this enclosure and on opening. And they realize there's a whole world out there, there's sunlight. So they come back into the cave and tell their people, hey, people, did you know we don't have to stay in this cave? We've been here for hundreds of years. There's actually a way to get to the top of the earth. Guess what they did to this person who came with the good news? They unalived this person. This is exactly what happens to an empath. Empaths leaving narcissistic systems are like prisoners, Tish, leaving the cave and seeing the sun. At first, it blinds you. Exactly, it blinds you. Then it frees you, and you no longer argue with the shadows, Yvonne. Now, let me go into some religious proof. The book of Revelation said, and this is for the Christians here, or people who are oriented to the Christian thinking, come out of here, my people. That's a call to live Babylon. And what is Babylon? You know, in the matrix, Babylon is the energetic matrix. You leave Babylon for Zion. In the Bhagavad Gita, it said the battlefield is internal. The shift requires internal mastery. That's what makes you a spiritual gangster. Come on, somebody tell me if I'm talking to you. And if I'm talking to you, let me know this Sunday morning or afternoon, wherever you are. This new moon, Heather. In Buddhism, it's also said samsara, which is the cycle of suffering, birth and rebirth, collapses when craving ends. Excuse me, I need some water up in here. So let me talk to you about a little more about this great separation, spiritually melanated. And if I'm talking to you, type transform in the comments. Let me know I'm not talking to myself. Because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I talk to myself. But I want to know that I'm talking to you before I start talking about the great separation, what it is, and why it hurts the way it does. If I'm talking to you, let I know I'm talking to you. I want to know that I'm talking to you. And if I'm talking to you, type transform. Thank you, Ra. Thank you, Ra. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Cat Bat made it. Thank you, Honey Amber. The giggle. So let me keep going. This great separation, what is it? The great separation is not punishment. It is simply physics. Meaning, a lot of us, Carrie, a lot of us are now losing friends and lovers without closure. Yvonne, a lot of us are feeling misunderstood or have felt misunderstood by family. And a lot of us no longer fit into workplaces or communities. Cal Williams, Demetrius, Lady Empress. That is not punishment. That is the sifting from the shift. That is resonance sorting. Let me go even further. In string theory, only strings vibrating at compatible frequencies, Kabi, Diamond Beat, only strings vibrating at compatible frequencies can entangle. So the empath, exactly, Yvonne, has shifted octave, elevated, whereas the narcissist or the various narcissists are stuck in the hell realm of unmet needs and borrowed identities. Open your news story. Go to CNN, go to Newsmax, go to Fox, go to Al Jazeera, go to BBC, go to The Guardian, and you look at the front news stories. That is the great shift. Come on. That's the great shift. What are you talking about? The narcissist is stuck in the hell realm. Look at the news stories. This is why the manipulation of the narcissist fails now. Can't you see? Because it's the reason why your body rejects the touch of the narcissist, Diane. It's why your nervous system feels like it's suffocating in the presence of narcissists if you're still with them. You are not broken. You are being sorted. There's a sorting happening. There's a big sorting happening. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are being sorted and separated. That is what is happening. That is exactly what is happening. And when you understand this, you're on a whole different level. You are on a whole different level. And by the way, in the background, I have Jay Electronica playing. This is a song titled Who Killed Michael Jackson? This is the time we're in. That's Jay Electronica from Leaflets, Who Killed Michael Jackson? But let me keep going. Let's stay on this level. What does this separation mean for the empaths? There's so much trouble in the world. You said it, the giggles. I love that. Empaths are now entering soul leadership. So you will realize, Ra, when you speak, people will cry. Why? Not because you're poetic, but because you're vibrating on truth. Yeah? Attract relationships without performance or trauma contracts. That's what you're going to start attracting your soul tribe. And you're going to wake up with visions and instructions from the source itself. This is the reward, not for your suffering, but for choosing to stay present through the suffering. Somebody tell me you heard me, Raven. Somebody tell me you heard me, Treasure Star. Somebody tell me you heard what I just said. Somebody tell me you just heard what I said. I'm going to say it again. When you speak in this age of Aquarius, Caddy, spiritually melanated, you will speak truth and people will cry. Not because you're poetic, but because you're speaking the truth from source. You will attract relationships without performance or trauma contract. Remember string theory? We are here to assist the collective. You're right. You're going to wake up with visions and instructions from the source itself, Harina. This is your compensation, your reward for persisting through the suffering, for choosing to stay present in the suffering, because you, me, we are the energy architects of the new earth. You're not waiting for the shift, Caddy. You are the shift. I am the shift. But what does this mean for the narcissist? What does this mean for the various narcissists we know? First of all, narcissists are now being exposed in work, in love, and family dynamics. Somebody tell me, Tamsin, if this is not happening in your life, Diane. Narcissists are now being exposed. Look everywhere. And if you don't believe me, open the news stories. You will see it's all about narcissists everywhere. Because narcissists are losing control. They are losing the mask. That's why there's no mask anymore. So when you hear the news stories, don't freak out. It's just a mask slipping. That's all it is. That's all it is. They are losing control. They are losing the mask, Diane. And they are losing relevance. The emperor has no garbs. You said it, Dad. You said it. Yvonne said it. The mask is out of stock. Gone. Gone. It's gone. Bilahi. What's Bilahi? Tell me. I don't know what that is. You got to give me that code. The narcissists can't move out of their corner. They can't. They're being exposed. You said it. I am Lady Empress. Because the false magnetic field has collapsed. The false magnetic field has collapsed. And this is the field where the narcissist fed on emotional chaos, which you're no longer emitting, Heather. You're no longer emitting. So they will attempt to hoover you back. They will attempt to use charm. They will attempt to use panic. They will attempt to use imitation. Man, it's over. The contract is over. The contract is void. It is over. Come on, soul. Tell me it's over. The lesson is over. I need to hear that song again. The lesson is over. It's over. The contract is over. The contract is over. You know the song from Soul. The lesson is over. The lesson is over. The contract is void. The contract is void. Energetically, cosmologically, spiritually, internally, psychologically, vibrationally, at the root level, at the chakra level, at the mental level. The lesson is over. The lesson is over. It is over. It is over. The lesson is over. And I know it seems like I'm channeling a Baptist preacher from Arkansas, but I am not. I'm telling you, the lesson is over. Why? Why is the lesson over? Let me tell you. Because Salt is telling you the lesson is over. Let me tell you why the lesson is over. The lesson is over because humanity is in a wallahi talai. Wallahi. Wallahi. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. MashaAllah, save us. Because what is happening? What is happening, Kadi? Bismillah Rahim Rahman, Kadi. Let me tell you, when you see the climate patterns, that's a cosmic bifurcation. You see what happened in Nepal, that's the climate bifurcation. You see what's happening in France, that's a climate bifurcation. You see what's happening in Burkina Faso, That's climate bifurcation. Because this is mirrored in global political chaos, in one love, Caddy. This is in collapse of institutions and in political chaos because the earth herself, the mama, Pachamama is shaking up narcissistic systems at the family level and at the macro level. Pachamama. Oh, Pachamama. Let me tell you this. Colonialism, patriarchy, supremacy, extraction, they are shifting. And mama is replacing them with indigenous wisdom. Indigenous wisdom. Indigenous eye wisdom. Regenerative cycles. The lesson is over. I am Lady Empress. Let your body release. We are now in the era of trauma-informed leadership. Heart-centered resonance. Don't believe the hype. I'm telling you. Because Mother Gaia, the mother father, is healing our nervous systems and healing the nervous systems of the earth. You ever heard of the Schumann resonance? That's the heartbeat of the earth. You see, and if you're empathic, you're feeling this in your guts, in your fascia, big mama, in your dreams. So what is coming next? What is coming next? First of all, your trauma was the training ground for your genius. Anyone who goes through narcissistic abuse in a real sustained way for a lifetime. By the way, I'm not talking about narcissistic abuse for 5 years. I'm talking about narcissistic abuse for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. That's the real initiation, your whole life. I'm a reflection of Bismillah. Kadi, it's not me. It's not mine. It's not myself. It's the message. I'm just a messenger, Kadi. But I appreciate it. Life for 54 years, you know it. Another thing that's happening is psychic clarity, not the woo-woo stuff. We're coming to quantum perception. We are free. And the other is energetic discernment. It is. You will feel the resonance of a lie instantly. You can't be lied to. Whereas for the narcissist, you're going to start seeing and you're going to feel bad for the narcissist. And when you feel bad for the narcissist, you can send them good energy. But you should know that it's a demon. The narcissists are going into spiritual exile. How do I publish my story to heal the collective? Just publish it, Brita, right now. Just do it. Publish it. Open your ChatGPT, open your Word document, start writing. Start writing and put it out there. You don't have to be perfect. Just do it right now. If you want to know how to do this in a real way that's sustainable, book a free session at innermileage.com and let's talk. But let me tell you, the narcissists are going into spiritual exile. They're going into quantum exposure. They're all being exposed left and right. Left and right. Because karma is here. 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 If you're feeling this, clap. Because when you're clapping, you're invocating. Karma is here. Karma is here. You see what I'm doing? Karma is here. Karma is here. Karma is here. You understand what I'm doing? This is shamanic. Karma is here. So for us in the world, you will see new technologies will amplify human intuition, not replace it. How are you using your ChatGPT, your Claudes, your Geminis? Silence, stillness, and presence will become the new currency. And we will bifurcate. You will see the difference between parasitic systems and symbiotic systems. So the point is, you, the empath, are the new moon in human form. You are the new moon in human form. I need some Bob Marley in my life. Let me play some Bob Marley. Who wants to hear some Bob Marley, Raven Ellie? Who wants some Bob Marley in here? We need some Bob Marley. Where's Bob? Come on, Bob Marley. Come on, Bob. We need some Bob Marley up in here. We need a Bob Marley party. Where's Bob? Okay, essentials. Let's go to deep cuts. Let's play some Bob Marley. Come on now. Come on, Bob. Play, shuffle. Bob Marley. Let's see. Small Axe, So Gyesie, Rastaman, Chance, Nana. I'm coming. I'm going to tell you this information. Let me give you this information. High tide, low tide, war. Okay. This is Bob Marley. Let me get some Bob Marley up in here. No, I don't want this. Oh, bad card, Bob Marley. Bob Marley, bad card. This song reminds me of my uncle Chicken George. Georgia, where you at, blood? The true empath, but they couldn't kill your spirit. But let me keep going. In conclusion, you, me, we are the new moon in human form. Bob Marley's telling you bad card. They play bad card, but we still win. Draw bad card. Me draw bad card. Draw bad card. Jaja. Say, no, you can't do that. You see, we are now in the 0 point field, people. We've emptied the narcissistic programming. So now plant only what you want to grow. Plant only what you want to grow. Do not plant for approval. Do not plant from trauma. Plant from sovereignty, Jaja. Plant from sovereignty. You're not here to be liked. You are here to realign reality. You are not escaping narcissistic abuse. You are initiating the planetary recalibration. You are not escaping narcissistic abuse. Love side, go back in a rubber dub style. Woo! In a rubber dub style. Yeah, in a rubber dub style. What? Listen, rise quietly, but deeply, magnetically, right now. Rise up, because there's no one like you. Understand that. Rise up. And this is the message in this day, this 921 day, wherever you are. So wherever you are, chant a psalm, wherever you are. Let Steel Pulse tell us what I want. Steel Pulse is telling us, this is Steel Pulse, chant a psalm. Look up the words of chant a psalm. Here it is. Boom, boom. Oh, David Hines, Birmingham's finest. Steel Pulse. Steel Pulse. You gotta have a steel pulse. You heard me? You gotta have a steel pulse. That's how you are as an empath. You can't be touched. So this is what you say. You say, rejoice, rejoice. Good tidings I bring you. Hear ye. The message I bring you. Voices are crying, invoking your angels. When pressure drops, it cannot counter you. So blow away your bluesy feeling. Spirit, take the world off your shoulder. 1 foot in there. Who's entertainer? Who sows in tears shall reap in joy. Wise man's doctrine. No more stumbling blocks. Backstabbers get down. The righteous are revealing the secrets of the scripture. The wicked, the portion of the wicked is distraction and Lucifer. Because in your head lies your destination. The book of true life, you know the key. Mystical powers to you unfold. They're telling you, mystical powers to you unfold. Get behind me, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. Chant, chant the psalm a day. 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 Chant the psalm a day. Oh, Chicken George. God bless Chicken George. Wherever you are, Chicken George, I know you're looking down on us. So let me tell you, if this message touched you today, pause. Let your nervous system register it. Then share this with someone who's awakening. You know, and if I can be of help, book a free session. at innermileage.com if you're really serious about stepping into this vibration. So that's the message, family. That is the message on this new moon, this special new moon. You get me? So we're gonna end here with some Gregorian chants because I do this. This is the Gregorian chants. You know? You have won. You have won. So congratulations. Congratulations, family, wherever you are. You have won. The Gregorian chants I'm telling this is serious business. You get me? So I'll be back tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow my regular time. Today was an off session because it's a special new moon. Today is a special new moon. So I needed to come and be in the vibration and us all be in this vibration of creating this new earth, which we have created. All of us on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you for bringing your hearts and minds to us. One love, one destiny. One love, one destiny. One love, one destiny. And if I can be of help, book a free session at innermileage.com. Give thanks, Diane. There's no one like you, Diane. There's no one like you, and you, and you, and you, and you. So I want to thank you. And remember, the lesson is over because we are spiritual gangsters. You understand me? We are spiritual gangsters. So know that. Know that. Know who you are. Know who you are. Deep bow. Deep bow. Deep bow. Deep bow. Deep bow. Deep bow. Thank you. Thank you. One love. One love. One love. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time. 9 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Yes? One love. One love. The lesson is over. The lesson is over. Listen to what the Gregorian monks are telling you. What do you feel when you hear this music? Listen. Thank you so much, folks. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. One love. Give thanks. One love. One love. One love. One love.